CAC Global Summit 2020 from June 1st to June 5th. It is an international video conference without an audience aimed at enlightening the world about the efforts made to overcome COVID-19 and share the vision of the new standard urban era. The Mayoral Meeting was a video conference joined by mayors from over 40 cities.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, and welcome to the Mayoral Meeting, the opening event of Cities Against COVID-19 Global Summit 2020. I'm Nasingyan, and it is my honor to be your moderator for today's meeting. First of all, I would like to thank the representatives of some 40 cities around the world who are attending this virtual international conference. The entire global community is afflicted, directly or indirectly, by the COVID-19 pandemic. Today's meeting will serve to bring together our experiences, efforts, and ideas in fighting COVID-19 and further promote city-to-city cooperation and solidarity in responding to infectious diseases. For your information, this virtual conference will be broadcast live via the English YouTube channel of Seoul City.
Hello, everybody. It's now in Seoul, it's 10 o'clock p.m. So, but you are, in different time. So I should say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I'm Park Won-soon, Mayor of Seoul. In this busy and difficult time, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I would like to welcome and thank mayors from all over the world for joining us today to gather our wisdom together. So first of all, let me share Seoul's COVID-19 experiences and measures. Nobody knows when this battle will come to an end. Fortunately, some countries, including Republic of Korea, are managing to overcome the pandemic relatively well. In 2015, Korea experienced the outbreak of MERS. We learned an important lesson from this torment. Transparency and promptness are silver bullet for infectious disease. And excessive response is better than sluggish response. So based on this lesson, we learned the hard way. Seoul was able to develop the principle to contain the transmission of COVID-19 in a swift manner. There is three key principles. The first principle is STI, speed, transparency, innovation. So by sharing information in transparent manner, we helped ease citizens' anxiety and encouraged them to participate in our containment efforts. This was then accompanied by our innovative ideas. Our anti-epidemic measures like walk-through and drive-through screening centers, emergency task force, mobile health checkup apps are now being recognized as K-quarantines. So the second is leadership and citizenship. Since the outbreak, the Korean governments, both central and municipal, have united as one. Another important pillar is mature citizenship. Citizens were not only an object of anti-epidemic measures, but also the main actors of them. Third, the global solidarity and cooperation. Since Seoul kept the COVID-19 situations under control, we made a donation of medical supplies to our system-friendly cities who are struggling with the pandemic. To protect our citizens' lives from infectious diseases and disasters, all city governments around the globe should put our collective heads together. So suggest all the municipal governments to join our concerted efforts to respond to the pandemic together. So the municipal government should strengthen the capabilities to fight disease like COVID-19 by sharing our own knowledge and practices to each other. To cope with disaster of future infection, even after COVID-19, Seoul aims to build a new standard by improving our capabilities in 3 main areas: healthcare, infrastructure, and social systems. So first, healthcare capabilities. Korea's COVID-19 control and prevention efforts are often described as 3T model: testing, tracing, and treating. So second, Seoul will enhance our urban infrastructure. Every metropolis is required to have the urban infrastructure that is sufficient and systematic to overcome disastrous and official critical situations. Third, Seoul will improve legal and institutional capabilities to overcome and cope with disasters. This is the key factor for urban resilience. It is challenging to create one standard that fits all the cities with different features and characteristics. Cooperation among municipal governments is essential so that we can all share our abundance and fulfill each other's need. So the first step towards that way is to share our wisdom and experiences and to cooperate in human and material resource support between cities and countries. We should first start by pulling together in order to overcome the current COVID-19 pandemics. As some of you may know, with the launch of an online platform called CAC, Cities Against COVID-19, Seoul has been sharing our experience and updates regarding coronavirus. Since its launch in April, it has already recorded almost 7 million views. And today, I'm very pleased to kick off the virtual CAC Global Summit with this mayoral meetings. I extend my warmest welcome to my fellow mayors and governors, also those who are watching this online. I'm very grateful for your interest and participations.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to have the chance to take part today. It's great to see so many familiar faces and friends of London joining from around the world. As the Mayor of London, I'm proud to endorse the Seoul Statement, a document which codifies our shared commitment and demonstrates our clear resolve to work together so we can stop the spread of this virus, protect the health of our populations, and emerge stronger from this crisis. I've always said I want to be a mayor who builds bridges, not walls, because fundamentally, I believe we achieve far more together than we do alone. And nowhere is this more apparent than when it comes to tackling a global pandemic, which by definition is a monumental challenge that transcends continental, state, and city boundaries. It's for this reason I welcome the emphasis on solidarity and cooperation in the communique, as well as a proposal for an inter-city network. This will allow us to fortify our defenses against infectious diseases and maintain the social, economic, and cultural links that are so integral to our success and our shared prosperity. As you'll be aware, London has been hit hard by this pandemic. The virus has had a devastating impact, causing huge pain and grief, just like many other cities around the world. I'm pleased to say that as a result of the monumental efforts of Londoners, we now appear to have come through the worst of this first wave, with the number of new infections being reported down drastically. However, I'm far from complacent, and I want to make sure we're doing everything possible to prevent a resurgence. Now is not the time for us to take our foot off the brake, or we risk leaving ourselves vulnerable to a second wave. And that's why I've been at pains to stress to Londoners that even as our government makes adjustments to the restrictions to give people greater freedoms and to enable some to go back to work, we must still follow public health advice to the letter. In London, we'll continue to work with other major cities across the globe, like yourselves, to identify and share the most effective actions we can take. Together, I'm confident we'll showcase the benefits of acting as an international community, safeguarding our citizens, turning the tide on this disease, and ultimately navigating our way through this crisis. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very, very much. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Mayor Park, for hosting us. It's such an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to talk with so many distinguished leaders from around the world. I want to thank you for that opportunity. But we've been really focused on clear, honest, direct communication. Our decision-making has all been based on the facts and the science. We've put together some of the smartest scientists and doctors in the world, many of whom are in our state. We're the headquarters of the NIH, the FDA, Johns Hopkins University, and a number of other world-renowned medical science institutions, and we've been tapping into those folks to try to make the best decisions. We're now moving on to trying to slowly, safely, and gradually reopen our economy, because that's the next crisis we're all dealing with: unemployment, business failure, the fact that we had to take these aggressive steps to shut down to stop the virus. We're now in the phase where we're beginning that slow, gradual, and safe reopening, which I think many of you are dealing with as well. So I just want to thank all of you for all the wonderful, incredible work that you're each doing in your cities. And I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to come on to represent the National Governors Association and my fellow governors in America. Thank you very much.
Thank you. First of all, allow me to express my appreciations for the invite to join this important gathering of leaders across the globe, especially my appreciation to Mayor Park, a very good friend of ours and one of our role model for leadership in the cities, and for all governors, mayors whom we admire. This pandemic, for some reasons, have given us an opportunity to make that transformations. And the other aspect that I'd like to share, based on our experience in Jakarta, when we started to adopt large-scale social measures, that means restrictions of economic activity, restrictions to social and cultural activities. And because of that, we suffer loss of incomes to many of our populations. For those who have no savings, this is an issue. Microcentric development is perhaps the approach in spatial planning, and we need to move from simply providing basic services to our citizens. We need to move into resilient urban services that we provide to our citizens. And the last point is social distancing measures that is adopted in the large scale need to be paired with large-scale social solidarity. If that is able to be done, I think we will be seeing a better cities, stronger cities, not only for us who have experienced this pandemic, but also to all cities across the globe. Thank you very much.
Today, 80% of economy in Moscow resumed back to work. But still, we do understand that this pandemic, when we compare it to local disease right now, it's different. The whole world is facing this danger, and we all have this responsibility to prevent further spread. We are all responsible, and only together we need to join our efforts, and only with this we can win. Thank you, colleagues, for this communication. It's crucially important. It is always important, but now it is even more important because today we are under these circumstances. Sometimes the situation is tragic in most of the cities. Thank you. Thank you.
We will now continue with an open discussion for other participating mayors and governors.
It is an innovative project which intends to continue with the construction of the city from a shared framework of values provided by society as a whole, where values play a strategic role as a driver of more sustainable development in these threefold: social, environmental, and economic. We'll be happy to share our experience with all the cities. In this regard, I'd like to convey to all the mayors and authorities that you can count on Bilbao to work shoulder to shoulder to build better cities for the future.
My dear colleagues, this outbreak once again reminded us the importance of acting together, solidarity, cooperation, and common mind without any discrimination. As cities where more than half of the world population lives, we need to work together and cooperate to solve the economic and social problems that will emerge after the epidemic in the next period. In this context, the city of Ankara will be honored to be a part of the Global Cities Network planned to be established under the leadership of Seoul municipality and aiming for the solidarity of the cities against future outbreaks.
Effective. So it's very important that we keep exchanging experience and also the ideas. And we don't know what measures needed to be taken in the future, but keeping in touch with the cities, we would be able to, prevent this pandemic for until overcome this.
A crisis like this has shown that wonders we can do when we work together. I am so glad that we as cities are coming together to learn about our experiences and to share experiences, our plus points and the minuses. There was much that I learned from the other cities and their experiences that they shared. So this is a fantastic opportunity and a platform. So thank you very much. Especially, I would like to thank the Mayor of Seoul for including Colombo into this dialogue, into this platform. I think this should be a continuous dialogue and a platform where we share, learn, and also help each other. Thank you very much.
I thank other mayors and colleagues also taking part in today's event and sharing experiences, efforts, and valuable lessons in combating COVID-19. To share information. This will be among the most effective ways to cope with COVID-19. It will also be a new opportunity to further collaboration in economic remedies and recovery as caused by the pandemic.
So Delhi has begun unlocking itself to face the challenges that lie ahead. We are confident that we will be able to effectively handle any possible increase in COVID cases while ensuring that economic activities is also restored in the city in a planned, phased manner. I'm hopeful that together we will overcome these difficult times, and thank you for your cooperation. Delhi would love to be part of any initiative that Honorable Mayor of Seoul has announced under the banners of Cities Alliance Against Pandemic. Thank you very much once again.
Right now, the fight is not over. We have a lot of challenges. The main challenge for every one of us, the economic impact of economic crisis, and also from the pandemic, in the fight against the coronavirus. We're healthy and always open to exchange our experience, our information, what we're doing, and also we'll be very happy to receive the information.
Dear colleagues, dear Mayor of Seoul, thank you very much for the invitation today. That's a great opportunity for us to share our experience. On behalf of the Mayor of Kostas Bakoyannis, I would like to give our main measures that we did take as Athens, the capital of Greece, and that we did in order to control the COVID-19 pandemic.
The population in those centers that are going to be challenging for us in terms of facilities that can't easily expand their space or that can't easily take more staff in within the current economic model. So those are some of the things we're doing, but I found it very useful, and I do appreciate the efforts of Seoul and the other cities to share their information with us, and we're more than happy to share any of the initiatives that we've undertaken during this time, because of course we all know we're going to be in this world for some time to come. Thank you very much.
As we begin to open up now in San Antonio, I put together a team of our best medical experts to set the conditions by which we can open safely. And we have been watching the data vigilantly. And so far, we are doing quite well. Our focus now is shifting to restore and rebuild a more resilient community, because San Antonio, as an urban city, has also faced some extraordinary underlying health conditions of our own with regard to social inequality and poverty. So over the next few weeks, we're rolling out a plan to address some of the serious underlying issues of poverty. As we begin to rebuild, we're hoping to build a foundation that's stronger, that people have access to economic opportunity, to health and safety as we move forward into the post-pandemic era. Thank you very much for having us. I look forward to seeing you in San Antonio.
A set of factors that not allow overcoming the pandemic in optional conditions. During the first weeks of the emergency, besides mandatory compliance of all preventive measures in the city, the municipality of Lima had as a priority guaranteeing essential services for citizens, such as public transport, the supply of food products at market prices, and the implementation of mobile food markets to avoid prices increases and crowds. So we are now preparing for the new normality, although we did not reach the peak yet. We are facing the future where the imperative will be to rethink the city and to understand that this is an opportunity, as many people had said before.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank all mayors and governors and for your remarks and for your understanding that we did not have the time to allow every participant to speak. So far, we have heard from many cities regarding their responses to COVID-19. Infectious diseases such as COVID-19 have now become our new reality. To ensure that cities can better act together and find effective countermeasures against existing and emerging threats, Mayor Park Won-sun will now announce the Seoul Statement.
We aim to build cities where citizens can lead to a safe and healthy life. We believe that only if we take a step on the path with our hands joined together, the path will be explored rather safely. So understanding a general agreement on this necessity of city-to-city solidarity, we wish to build an intercity network which enables prompt joint responses to emerging infectious disease in an effort to, first, detect an infectious disease at an early stage and cooperate on preemptive responses. Second, share information on an infectious disease with partner cities and make efforts for joint practices. And third, provide human and material resource support to the partner cities upon the outbreak of an infectious disease. Fourth, cooperate in people-to-people exchanges to nurture a specialized workforce fighting against an infectious disease. Fifth, reduce barriers to travel and economic activities between cities to overcome socio-economic crisis caused by an infectious disease. Thank you so much. Thank you.